So, hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Runners Talk podcast. Basically, today we have Sam Clifford, who's a Tasmanian distance runner with some pretty big achievements to his name. So, we've got the Australian under-18 5k record with 14:02 time, the top finisher and the world junior cross-country champs last year, out of Australians. Also the national 2019 cross-country champ, which is pretty crazy. And some of your PBs real quick, 1500, 352.
Yep.
When was that set again?
That was at the Tasmanian Open State Championship.
Oh, yeah, true. Yep.
Yeah.
And then...
It's a slight race to start with, and then the last 500, so...
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And then 3K, 811, 800, 155. So you got a bit of speed to your legs as well.
That was solo as well as
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
The times, all my PBs except I think the 10... Actually, no, the 10K. Except for the 10K on the road and 10K on the track have been solo.
Yeah, wow. And your road time is faster than the track time, is that right?
Yeah. Well, I've only ran on the track once, and that was when I had to race against like Dejan and stuff.
Yeah.
Lassie, who's also a pretty good Tasmanian runner, who's obviously trains in Melbourne a bit. But yeah, when I ran it, that was probably 2 weeks before World Cross, so I needed like a reasonable 10k time under the belt, but nothing special. But the road 10k I knew was going to be a lot quicker than the track one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, still pretty great. Almost sub 30.
Hope so. Hopefully this season.
Yeah.
Probably try to do a few more 10ks leading into World Cross. So now that they've been postponed with all this pandemic going on, that's the goal. So
yeah, that's going to be exciting next year at World Cross. Can't wait.
I hope I make it. I reckon I should be alright on time for it. But I just can't wish on anything. But either way, it would still be a good experience.
Exactly.
Either as a spectator or as a competitor.
I'm even thinking of going down just to watch, just because it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the luxury of having it here in Australia.
Yeah.
You don't travel so far away. So,
exactly.
I mean, it's all the perks.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll quickly go over a bit of an intro. So basically, if you could tell us maybe how you started running, like what got you into it, and the events you specialise in. Yeah,
true. It was a bit weird. It's kind of cliche how it all started, but obviously you get a lot of the ones that come through the school system. And I was pretty much the same with that. It started probably when I was about grade 3 was where I started to actually think, the running might be something I want to do later on in life. And I did have a fierce rivalry with this other kid. And, from what I recollect, he actually won our school championship, which was fine, but then I ended up going on to win our inter-school. But for some reason, when I talk to him now, he goes, "Oh no, you won the school one." And I'm like, I have no recollection of that, bro. I literally don't remember. But then I knew after that I was winning most of the school ones, and then I went to states, and I started running at nationals at age 10, which is the level. It was Adelaide cross country, which anyone that knows. That year, 2012, was absolutely shocking day. It was just muddy. It was just terrible. But it was a good starting point for me.
So you knew you were talented. Pretty
so
early.
I've just built upon that each year, and obviously I've got to the level where I'm at now, where I'm doing well.
So was it difficult for you to kind of find good coaches or good squads?
Not really. I sort of was picked up pretty quickly after, just before my first nationals. So the coach I have now, I still have through this whole journey, and it's really good having him through me 8 years. So it's a really good close bond to have my coach Gary Armstrong with me all the way through this process and through all the ups and downs and. It's just been fantastic. But with squads and stuff, hasn't been too bad either. People have come and gone, and I've just been lucky enough to just stick around. That's just mainly what's come down to, and the experience I've gained, over the years.
I mean, clearly it's been working out for you. So and just other things about you. So, what are some hobbies, maybe interests you just like doing?
I don't. It's funny. I've started getting on a few different things. This only recently. I've had some of the boys. I used to be really into Mario Kart Wii and stuff. Like, I used to always get like, I used to get like CCGP, which is like the online like custom tracks version.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was really, I was watching like all the like Mr. Bean 35,000 VR like videos and stuff. So I knew how to get it. And I've been looking up like all the world records and shit.
Yeah.
And I've only started picking back up again because some of the New South Wales boys are like, oh, I've got this time on DK Snowball Cross. And I'm like, cool. I picked up the game and literally, he's like, oh, I've done like a 2:15. One of the guys has done like, oh, they did 2:15 or something for the course. And then what I do is I have a couple of practice matches on the versus races just to remember how to actually control the vehicles and stuff. And then I hop on time trial on the first go, I full on grab it. It's absolutely snatched it.
Competitive gamer over here.
And then now I've dropped it down to like 2:05.
Yeah.
It's just a big Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
Like, war pretty much.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But it's fun though. But like,
Yeah. I mean, you got time to do it now anyway.
What else can I do?
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
I mean, I have school, but like I'm on holidays right now, so
same.
which is good. But yeah.
So you're grade 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's just how everything's gone this year, man.
Exactly.
I'll be lucky to even pass this year. Like it's just that. Everything's just gone out the window. Like,
I know.
It's shocking. So,
I think.
But yeah, like I think they're getting like using common sense and putting in lax scores for uni and stuff. So that shouldn't be too bad. But I think regardless, I'm having a gap just for the fact that obviously World Cross next year and then World Juniors. 2 major championships in 1 year. I think uni would just put too much stress on me at that point. So
you're thinking of what are you thinking of doing at uni? If you do go.
Well, if I do, I'll more than likely go.
Okay.
But I'd probably stay within Australia. I'd be very surprised if I'd have to stay in Tassie. I mean, I can stay in Tassie, but then again, I know I'm more about the running side of it. Like the schooling's cool, but it's more of a cop out. Sorry, I just. School's kind of just a cop out to get to a different place to run, But at the end of the day, a lot of people have told me to stay, and I've seen more people tell me to stay than to go. I'd only really go to places like the US where they are getting offers, and I'm still talking to them actively and just trying to, talk to them and still have offers on the table in case I do. What happens here in Australia or what happens over in some of the world events don't pan out the way I want to. Yeah. Or if I start to plateau or something, I might need that just to stimulate me a bit more. But that's that's absolute bare minimum. Like if I've got nothing else, I'd go to the US. But right now I'm doing so well here in Tasmania, let alone Australia. So
no real reason to.
No, like if they don't fix it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough.
Yep.
So I suppose we can move into. I know we went over some of your races already a little bit.
Yep.
But and we talked about how your times kind of developed. Like you kind of realized in primary school that you started winning races and stuff like that. Yep. What would you say are your best or significant key races maybe that maybe you realized something or.
I think the real big race that hit me the most obvious was when I ran in 2014, so a couple of years after I first started nationals. I ran 5th at National Cross, which was over 3K, which was in Albany, which was for me a bloody good result because I've come from 17th to 11th, and I'd always try to go for a top bracket, so the first year I'll try and get in the top 20 or obviously got 17th in Adelaide, and then we'll try for the top 15 or and then we did that and end up getting 11th and say we'll try top 10 and then end up getting 5th and then say we can go for a medal, and then it would just progress from there. So that was where it's all sort of thinking, hang on, we were actually a good chance of getting a medal that next year in Melbourne.
Which year was this? 2015?
Valley, so
was it 2015? 2016 was the...
2015 was when Melbourne was. 2016 was Just trying to remember. Oh, that would have been Canberra.
Oh, okay.
Because had the track in Canberra, so that's how I remember. And that was Canberra all schools. I think in late December was the one, like the first time ever, like a national championship. Like, it was on the track. It was over 3K. But I come into that race being the only kid to run sub 9 for the 3K, and I was one of the younger in the field, so it was weird.
Yeah.
And I still come out with a sub 9, but I didn't end up PBing at that nationals, which was weird.
Oh.
I PB'd at every nationals, and I was just like, hang on, what's going on here? This is a bit weird. But like, I won it okay, but yeah. At that time, I used to just absolutely grind it out. I couldn't care less if I ran like a 2:40 first K. I'd still just send it. Try to send it, and that was it. But now that I've got older, I think that I've gotten a lot smarter over a lot of different distances and different conditions, and so I'm allowed to. I can run fast, but I can still run with to the smarts and run with some tactical awareness under my belt. So but 2016 was definitely one where I said that's definitely exponentially really just in the rise in the way that I've about my training and the way I went about life, and it just all changed in that moment. And then obviously 2017 through to now has been really just fantastic.
Yeah, like in the cross country nationals last year that I keep rewatching, like it was just amazing to see. It was amazing to see just like your control. Like I listened to the interview afterwards, and you just like you moved up to Jude and you just stuck with him, and then when you wanted to move past, you just did it. It looks so easy. It just looks like you just do.
Well, I just sort of pick out little things, and a lot of people I just know. It's some of the moves are really obvious, and then there's other ones that are really subtle. And the only way I can distinguish the two is that I really, got to make a move. And if I make a move, it's got to be with real confidence. I can't be making a move and then I should have done that. Sort of thing. I've got to be right. This is the move. This is going to make or break a race. And, that was at that time. That was when I thought I had to go, because Kai Robertson was out in bloody, I think 50 metres in front. And Jude wasn't doing anything about it. Oh, he was, but he was just sort of staying there. But I thought if he wasn't going to do anything, then I'd go. And then if I made a break on Jude to get to Kai and then pass up Kai, because I knew he would have been, he had that major surge at 2.5K. I thought that he wouldn't have much left, and went at about 1500 to try and break. I knew I had Kai, but I was just still worried about Jude a little bit, just in case he did try to save a gear. But I thought, no, I'd go as soon as we got in. He lost sight of me. And at about 750 to go, I remember like the sign with about a K to go or whatever. Obviously, we went through that like bush area in the last K.
I remember that.
That was when I thought, okay, I need to pick it up even more, because then he can't see me where I am. So if I make a gap or further out, he wouldn't see it. And that's what I try to do. And I just think about those things. I think about the environment. I think about the people that are around and who I need to actually watch out for. And that would be the same with every single race I run now. And even for like World Cross and stuff, there'll be, particularly, it's harder with the East Africans because they're all fast, but there'll be the main contenders there that they'll try and shelter off, or they'll linger around the back of their little closed shop. So that would be harder to pick out, but
so you'd say being aware of like your surroundings in a race, the people around you and stuff like that is like pretty important for actually racing well.
Yes, exactly. Because it depends on not only yourself, like at that point you're racing for medals, so it's realistically you got to be switched off. I know you got to be switched off for everyone, but like for the ones that really are looking to close to winning it or medaling are the ones you got to look out for the most. And the other ones that make a move are there to try and keep you distracted as a way. I know that some of them, I don't know about you guys, but like I know for Tassie, like we don't have team tactics at all, but like, I mean, I could sort of see what like they were trying to do, but it's like unintentional. It's just sort of happened. Like I don't think they actually talk about it and go, yeah, we're going to do this and this, and it's designated. Whereas, and I don't know about that with the East Africans either. I think they just, mutually just, if they see each other around and they just know, okay, well, this needs to be quicker or this needs to be so, or, whatever. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but interesting. All right. Well, I've also got a little dot point here about injuries. You don't have to go too much in depth, but did you have any major injuries over your career?
I did have an injury back in 2018. This was before the Maloney National Cross Country, and basically, I was playing school football and broke it then. It was my first game back for a while, so I was basically begged my dad to let me play school footy. And he didn't let me do it in grade 9 because he thought, let you focus on the running first. And so I did all of that and I knew that was going to be fine. Yeah. And then I said to him, can I play school footy now? And he's like, all right, I'll let you play it. And then as soon as the first bloody game goes on, break my ankle.
Oh, that's unlucky.
It's annoying though, because I was in for Tasmania, a Div 3 comp is really dodgy. It's real bogus.
Yeah.
So the quality of play is just a fight every game.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there was a full punch up with my team. I swear to God, it was that funny. We'd have like these teams that come out of the sticks, and like there was always some kid that just wanted to punch up. Like it was that funny.
Oh,
yeah,
imagine.
It was just so funny to watch.
Yeah. Imagine a world-class runner just like being in a game like that. It's just funny to see.
Yeah,
that's just funny.
But like I got knocked. I was on the wing, of course, because that's the stereotypical runners posse. So it's so annoying because I end up being more tired than what I would have been, doing me running.
Yeah.
So I'm there after the ball, and then there's this fucking big, like looking like they're bloody 10 stone, 100 stone or whatever. Coming up towards me and I'm fucking trying to get it away.
Yeah.
Try to get away and knock me off the field before I get too far out. But yeah, that's just the way it worked. I think it's I'm not playing footy for a while as a result, but unless it's a charity match or something. But I highly doubt that when we go down again.
So how long did that take you out? Or did you stop running for after that? Or?
Yeah, basically I was out for 6 weeks, and then I had like 4 weeks before nationals, and everyone was saying, "Nah, you're not going to make nationals. You won't run well at nationals, or you'll break something at nationals." And I've got to, I think it was about 2 weeks before my training program, and my coach was just like really like would tell me, you can run at nationals. We were already booked for it anyway. We were going to have it as a holiday, but at that point. But I thought, that'd be a bit stupid not to, go up there and race if I'm feeling confident enough to do so. But in that year, I was obviously the lower age group of the under 18s. But because at the time, our Aths Association was the selectors were like, no, you can't run in the under 18. But for some reason, because I put in an exemption for both the All Schools Championships and the club championships. I basically did that, but then I was only just getting started back into the running at that point. But then I said I'd tell you about the fitness. Like I'd keep regular updates on how the fitness was going through park runs, and park runs were actually going really well at that point too. And so they're like, I'll go on the under 18s, and they're like, you can't go on the under 18s because you didn't run both those championships. And so they gave me 2 options, which was either run in the opens or run in under 20s as an individual. And so that's why people don't. That's why you get the commentators that are like, you ran under 20s and ran 9th. The only reason why I ran under 20s is because of regulations at the time, which was stupid because there was no one in the under 18s that year. So I wouldn't have took anyone out of the team. So, and they put me in the under 20s.
Yeah. I remember them.
But then again, that sort of fell into place anyway, because it made me realise how close I was to the guys that were eligible for World Cross.
Yeah.
I would have, if that was the trials, I would have made it, even off a
Wow.
broken ankle.
Yeah.
So I had to wear like a full not cast, what's it called? No,
Like
ankle brace. Ankle
brace,
brace. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I had to wear a brace during the race.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I had to wear an ankle brace during that run, and yeah, I was literally probably like, it was kind of like what had happened at World Cross. I was kind of like near last at the start with, and I was like jostled away. But once the race got going, I started moving up and moving up, and I felt so unfit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just weird. Well, I'm a bit ashamed that I wasn't in the under-18s though that year, because I know Murdoch McIntyre ended up winning outright, and it would have been interesting how I went even with my ankle.
Yeah.
Because I did end up running pretty well in the under-20s anyway,
Yeah.
with being 3 age groups behind everyone else. So,
Yeah, true.
And yeah, it was just crazy. But then obviously, yeah, like I said, it's fallen into place, and yeah,
it was a big confidence boost.
best thing that ever happened to me actually.
Really? Wow. Wow.
If you think of it that way, because
Yeah, I don't think many people knew that it was because you actually couldn't run in the under 18s, because like the commentators said like, oh, he ran in under 20s for some reason or something like that.
It's like they don't know why.
Yeah, exactly.
But regulations at the time wouldn't let me do it.
That's
so,
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next up, I suppose we'll talk a bit about your training. If you as much as you want to, like obviously some people like they don't want to give away everything, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
But
No, it's fine. I'm laughing because of what how about my training.
Yeah.
Stuff. So.
I mean, people like when you run that fast, people are interested. Like,
yes,
what
exactly.
is this guy doing?
That's the thing.
So I guess we can start with mileage. 60 k's a week. Is that it?
I'm just breaking over. I think last week was my biggest mileage week ever.
Really?
That's in facts.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But so I literally couldn't even run I wouldn't run over 60k a week just because there was no need to. It's for me it's quality over quantity. And that's in the form of doing pace specific sessions, easy runs every time after an easy set, a session. So it'd be session, easy run session, but the sessions didn't have to be flat out every single time. That's not the point. The point was to try and get paces relative to what I was probably going to run at, or what I'm capable of running at the time. So that was what my philosophy on it is the quality over quantity.
Yeah.
A lot of other people would do the quantity outright. Obviously there's particular people that we know that do double mine or triple mine Ks, and sometimes I just think logistically, for me personally, I've specialised in 3k, 5k, and that's bugger all if you're thinking, realistically, it's not very long. We're only running for what, 14 minutes, 15 minutes. Got time. It's not like I need to train, for a marathon and do
2.5 hour runs,
120 or 100 miles or whatever a week, because I'm not training for that.
Yeah.
So the Ks in training should really reflect the Ks that you're actually running or racing at.
Yeah. For sure.
But I get the understanding that people also look at the East Africans as a way of trying to, improve their training and almost have their lifestyle, and it's quite it's, I don't know if it looks weird here in Australia because we're not suited to that lifestyle. There's a different lifestyle over there than it is to here, and I mean Tassie's kind of similar where we have a lot of natural, I guess, environment, because we still we still have a lot of natural trails and all that. And I mean, the whole of Australia is the same, but realistically, we can't replicate the same, compact dirt or dirt roads that those guys have, or So, and that's the thing. I just think that lifestyle is we're almost copying it, or some people are copying it, and for me, I just go off how I feel on each day, and whatever. I don't really try to copy anyone else's training. I'll have if I was to copy someone's training, the way I do it was obviously look at the session and just cater it for myself. not really just going and saying, oh, you know, I'll do like something like, for instance, like a 6x and then I don't want to be like, oh, Eliud Kipchoge like 15 at like 2:30s. Oh, I'm going to do the same. You know, like I'm going to do 2:30s with like 1 minute recovery. No, that's stupid. You got to people just need to be more switched on and like actually think, you know, this is the pace. And there's also the terms of threshold and tempo, very like loose terms. And for me, I just don't use them at all. I'm just like, no. Like it's either I run at easier pace than usual, or I don't. You know, so that's, you know.
So it's largely by feel. Largely by feel that you're running.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, rather than
Because it's harder, like for me, to hit threshold. Because I always just seem to, my body just either wants to go faster or slower, and I'm just like, okay, I'll let you do that. You know, I'm not gonna let a watch tell me, you know, oh, I'm going too fast or too slow. You know, like I can't help that.
Yeah.
Because every day is different. You know.
Yeah,
so many factors that go into it. So.
Yeah. No, that's pretty interesting to hear about. And maybe could you tell us what your weekly training schedule kind of looks like? Maybe any strength training?
So through this base phase, what I've tried to do, I used to always train Tuesday, Wednesday. I used to only train 5 days a week, so I used to only train like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then day off Friday and Monday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was like hills or tempo, and then Sunday was obviously the long run. But with, I'm just gonna check the. Okay. Oh Jesus! I've only got like 2%. Hang on. So.
Oh, good.
Hopefully the charges.
No
charges are a time. Oh, if it. Oh. Okay.
You can get.
If it dies, it dies.
Okay.
But basically, I believe that like with my training now, I have to step it up a bit, and so now I've gone from 5 days a week to try to put in a 6th day, which was like a regeneration run on a Monday, which is not really a regeneration at all. It's pretty much an easy run, and I just use that as a cop out for something different. So, but now I'm starting to train 7 days a week and actually try to, you know, run every day, because the more I run now, and it will be a bit more beneficial when I come to the actual proper race stage, which I'll then drop down the days and like Ks and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get actually up to towards more of that 70-80, which I know, big surprise, but big surprise for me. But you know, I think that's probably better off just being a little bit more now, where there's nothing much on, and then
that's what I was thinking.
I'll get back to a race phase, and then I'll just keep it to what I originally planned for World Juniors into the new training block, and just keep it simple.
And one thing with that is like, if things are working out on 60, you know, there's no real reason to.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Obviously,
like the philosophy before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like I think that's doing fine. Like I know I'm hitting 60 odd K weight now, but I'm feeling a lot better about it, and I'm going through and doing my sessions a lot easier. Like considering I've had this couple of weeks off earlier. So I'm weird. I'm kind of like in the way that, like when you're training and stuff, like if I have a break, it's usually the best thing that can happen, because I always seem to straight afterwards, like even like a week, I'd be already back into like race pace stuff. My body would just naturally like just quick, and plus we're young too, so it's easier. But for me, it's just quick. It's easy just to quickly tap into that rhythm again, and you know, it's almost like it just wasn't, you know, broken or anything. So
yeah, fair enough. Or if you want to grab the charger like now, real quick, like
the charger's on, but the thing is, like, it won't actually charge. Like, literally just, it's being a prick. Hang on, wait, hold on. It just keeps coming up with, like, have to put it in a certain way. And if it doesn't work, it will just have a 10.
Maybe try flipping it around to the other side.
Jesus. Yeah, because I literally have to, like, throw my phone off the case to like, get it to work.
I see.
Oh my god, now my volume's going down. Oh my god, now it wants to turn off on me. Jesus, this is abysmal.
That's
what
right.
is going on?
I mean,
what?
I could probably.
It's iPhone 6 quality too, so you know what's up.
that's alright.
Right, hold on. I'll probs have it in my room for the remainder.
Yeah, that's all good.
Not gonna lie.
That's all good.
Oh, this is really annoying. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Could probably even cut it out if I needed to. Or leave it in for the memes.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find.
Alright.
Oh, now where the bloody hell's the charger? Oh, I can just grab this one. Oh, hang on. Oh no, there's a bit here. Alright, we got it, I think. Hopefully.
Alright. Cool.
Let's see this.
It's good?
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
It's on 1%, the strongest percentage.
True.
Right. Okay,
alright.
good.
So,
It's actually going to charge for me now.
that's good. That's good.
So I'll stay here.
Do you include any strength training in your routine?
So for me, I actually do a lot of ab workouts, which is really like I think I've only started it for probably about 3 months. Like at the start of the year, I basically just set a goal for myself. I'm like, I'm going to do ab workout every so often, and just keeps that. I do about 15 minutes worth, and basically the 15 minutes is like no rest. No rest, 15 minutes, and usually I go. There's a video. I can't remember the dude's name. I think all I remember is this dude's name's Chris, and basically there's like a YouTube video that I use that I don't use now because I remember the exercises. But basically his workout video is like 45 seconds on, 15 off. But I basically got to a point where I'm like, no, I want to be like ripped as frick and just go, no rest, 1 minute. That's how I'm doing it. And for a while I just used to do the one set of everything, but now I do sort of like it's weird. I sort of do like a pyramid set, and I get it up to 15 minutes, 15 minutes worth of exercise, and it would pretty much consist of just real basic exercises. You obviously do them at pretty high intensity, so it's you get your bang for your buck. But
because I mean, I'm surprised that you kind of only just recently started that, because the way you run, like your form and like fluidity, it looks like you've been doing like a ton of core and strength and all that.
But it's only now where I've actually started to notice that it's translated into my running form.
Oh, really?
Whereas before I used to have, like, it was weird how my form has transitioned. I used to be really bad, like heel striker, just absolute terrible. Not like the worst, but like I just notice it now, and I just think, like was that even a thing? Like, but then now I'm like got up to midfoot, and then now I'm on to like forefoot, and like I think that just helps from obviously just natural like development of the human body, as well as obviously that strength and conditioning that I did earlier on. I think even I started a bit of strength and conditioning at the TIS, which was okay. But like that's kind of out of the way for me. Like what suburb I'm in, it's about a half an hour drive. So it is quite annoying unless it's it's only if it's convenient. Which it wasn't. So I basically just been doing my stuff on my own, and I'm starting to get some more like other strength things in, like trying to actually general strength stuff, more like quads and calves, and the hamstrings, glutes, really the main areas that are required for running. I just really focus on more than anything.
And I mean, you do your drills and all that as well, which I suppose kind of help your form. And
sorry, mate, my Wi-Fi just cut out then.
Yeah, all good. And you do like your drills and stuff before sessions, wouldn't you? Hey, like just to help with, I suppose it's not really strength training, but it's kind of like working on your form a little bit and your speed.
Working on form, working on technique,
economy and all that.
That's that's what we got to do as runners. I'm like with me. I say I'm weird all the time. Like it's weird because every time now I've gotten into. I used to just do the drills really like stagnant and awkward, but now I've turned into like Ethiopian drill style and just started dancing and like making like like chants and stuff like through it. Like my knees are nearly like hitting me face. It's that like high, like it's so hyperextend my hip.
Well, shows some progress.
Fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun though. Like, I actually don't mind doing drills, especially when you get into a rhythm. Like, some days I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered, and then other days I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah.
It's fun. So.
Yeah. I've got interesting training here. Probably going to be interesting for the viewers. What would you say is an underrated part of training that you think a lot of people maybe don't care about or they don't do so much?
An underrated part of training.
Yeah. Maybe something you think they should focus on more in general.
I mean, a lot of people do all the. I don't know. Well, I don't think I do too much that's underrated. Like, it's all pretty well, like, known that they do stuff. Right. This particular stuff, obviously, the easy runs, the long run, hills, or strides, or whatever. It's all really, really known.
That's true. Yeah.
I think an unknown. A lot of people just don't seem to hit realistic, like, times or realistic goals in a session. So, or like they really like under or overachieve it. Like, it's hard, like, especially for younger kids. Like, they just think, oh, if I do something or like have something that's been marketed, towards that demographic or whatever, then they just think, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then they do it, and then they either drop off in races. It just doesn't work. They just got to, like, it's just sometimes I think they just got to really be, like, especially with sessions, they got to be paced and they got to be specific to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's much underrated. I don't think there's really anything underrated in training.
Right.
If anything, overrated.
Yeah.
Like, if it was the other way around, overrated would be like threshold stuff, like threshold and tempo. That's a big. I know it's a big call, but like, I just think it's like there is like, obviously there's easier paces and moderate paces and stuff. I think that it's quite overrated, particularly if you're like there's some people that do like use the term very loosely.
Yeah.
And it's laughable because they're literally probably like 30 seconds slower than like their 5k PB. It's like not even funny how like the tempo really.
I noticed that actually.
So that's why I don't like. I think it's overrated because they use it loosely and they almost treat it as like if it's a bloody race or a time trial. And I'm thinking, no, that's not the case at all. And and if people do it too fast, they're not actually training what they're supposed to be training. So whereas obviously your pace specific sessions or your easy runs and all that, that's actually to a pace and that's actually to what you need to a realistic, measurable time. With threshold, it's kind of like by feel and effort, which is what I do.
Yeah.
But my feel and effort's more towards what I measured, like a measurable pace. So like, obviously if I'm feeling crap at like 34s, I drop it, like 34 second 200s or something, like, which I don't, but like if so that's an just for instance, say if I was like on 14:10 pace and one day I was feeling crap, like, okay, I'd push it back a bit, but people have the tendency to just keep holding on and holding on for dear life, to get through a session, and that's not what it's about at all.
Okay.
So I think just people just over train or like do too much to what they're supposed to be doing. But other than to answer really your question, you're underrated. I don't actually think there's many underrated sessions.
That's
just
fair.
All the sessions that we have. All the main sessions that we have, basically, I think are all pretty well known and they're not underrated. They have their benefits and their perks and obviously disadvantages if you want to call it that. But I don't think there's anything that's underrated or really overrated apart from the threshold and tempos and stuff. The terms that are very loose. So
basically, people should probably care more about like actually getting the paces right in their sessions and.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I believe, that if you're going to try and race at a certain intensity, I don't see any real ideal in trying to like either run slower or like run way too fast. It's just doesn't make sense to me, and particularly if you're trying to go for a particular race. It's like if you're trying to run a 3K in, say, like 10 minutes, you'd obviously be trying to hit, 80-second laps, or 80-second pace constantly until your body actually knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Rather than running at like way slower. Like obviously, you'd be getting your benefits of the obviously your aerobic, cardiovascular endurance, but like yes, that's going to get you pretty far. But then again, you need something. If you end up doing too much of that, you'll end up at that pace on race day.
That's true.
So that's the way I think of it, is that you're going to need to try and get all systems working in unison.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do, it's and the same with training too. Like a lot of people either do too much speed work or they do too much long stuff, and obviously it translates into the races. And, it's just that's their choice at the end of the day. But
I have to admit, I used to I realize it all now that like a couple of years ago I used to be doing sessions like too hard, and my times would just drop off like as I got more into it, and I realize now like that's pretty dumb. I should keep it consistent and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like you do, when you know that it's not right, you then realise, then you actually can really focus on, not doing the same thing again. Like for me, I've never really, like for my sessions, I do enough where I can say, I can do one more, or I can do a couple more, and then just finish it off at that. Not like, I put the prescribed script sessions, and if I'm feeling like crap, then like I'd say, all right, I can get through X amount, and still get good quality out of it, rather than busting my gut to try and get, so like if I was doing, say, like had prescribed, 10 times 400, right?
Yeah.
And just something easy, that sounds good, sounds easy on paper, but then if they tell you to do, you got to do certain pace for that, or race pace, and if you're not feeling good, depends on what rep you're on. If you're like at the start of it and feeling like it, that's just normal, but if you're sort of hovering, it's really hard through around that reps sort of like 6, 7, 8, because that's where you've got to be really strong, really, with your form. It's almost like the last two, that's usually like free hits. That's your gateway through to the end. Whereas at 6, 7, 8, there's a lot of people that can really drop away, not just in time, but just mentally and everything. And it's just about, and then they think, okay, well, if it's really bad, we can drop the reps, but really try and hit the pace. So that's basically what I think. If the people did that and actually thought, okay, they listen to their body and not, just obviously, yes, like obviously if they have a coach and they know what they're talking about, the coach should see that. But, they shouldn't be ignorant of it.
Yeah.
The athlete's going to feel different on different days, and just got to become accustomed to how they're feeling, and
just adapting the session to
exactly
how you're feeling, and
very dynamic in the way they go about their session.
And even stuff like weather and that as well. Like if it's a hot day, doing intervals.
Oh yes. Yeah, definitely. If it's a hot day and you're doing intervals, you just do it enough to get the quality. And, I mean, I don't get it too much here in Tassie, but like here in Tassie, it actually is quite humid. Like even now, it's really humid. So that's the problem with us. Our 25-degree day with like a crap ton of humidity is like probably like a 35 for you guys. Like it's shocking. It's that bad. Like it's so Tassie's so underrated with its weather. It's just weird. Like we obviously have all 4 seasons, but like in one day. But it's just hard because it's so humid. I remember running a race at about 7 o'clock at night here in Tassie, which it should be cold as all buggery for you guys, but up there in Queensland. But for me, like it was so humid. I ran that solo as well, around like 8:19 or something, which was but that was tough that day though. Because it was so humid.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely like I thought I was flies were latching onto me through the race. It was that humid.
Yeah, it definitely does affect your race times a fair bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's shocking.
Real quick, can you check your camera? It seems to be like frozen on my screen.
Hang on.
Like
Is that better?
I'm not sure. No, it's still kind of just frozen. I'm not sure what. Maybe if you could
Okay.
turn it off and back on again, possibly.
Yep, right, I'll just turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that working?
Nah. Oh, it says it'll resume when the connection improves.
Okay, well, do you want me to just quickly turn my Wi-Fi off and turn it back on?
Oh.
Well, that's what I'm
Should be
doing
right.
now.
If people are listening on like Spotify or anything, they just hear the audio anyway. So it should be fine. So.
Oh, we're back on. Good.
Are we?
I think that's like.
I don't.
Is it not on your end?
No.
Well, I've just refreshed the Wi-Fi then. So
Okay. It might come in halfway through anyway.
Yeah.
So another question is, well, not that big of a question, but do you have like a little routine to prepare for races, like on race day maybe?
Well, for me, I usually, for race day stuff, it's probably, just being out at the track with plenty of time for me. Like I'm really kind of just, if I think that I'm just hovering around, wherever I am, like at accommodation or, at home or wherever, this place needs to be, I'm just usually like, right, I'm ready to go. Usually I have a bit of food probably beforehand, probably about 3 hours. I never used to eat before like morning races and stuff, or just races in general, because I was so nervous. But now, only recently now, I've actually started to properly eat, and it's like anxiety, like sort of anxiety, like state anxiety through a lot of the different races. Has actually dropped, and so I can actually eat properly and not get afraid about having a stitch or I've had problems in the past with it, and so not in big races luckily, because I never used to eat, so that's why. But but now I'm starting to eat proper meals and stuff, like before it, like well, not full big meals, but like just stuff
just to get the energy
that will actually help me when we're running.
Get the energy in for when you're actually running.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw, I think, on a picture before World Cross, you had a Rubik's Cube in your hand. Was that you? Do you solve them?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was before the race. I don't do that very often. That was just that day. I just happened to have it with me in case I was bored. But that I wasn't bored at World Cross. Obviously, I was just doing it because like I had something else to think about. So
I found that really interesting because I actually do them as well, like pretty competitively.
Yeah.
Like.
Wait, have you actually been in comps or not?
Yeah.
Like I actually haven't. I've been. They had one here in Tassie, and they had actually put Felix Semtex down here.
Oh yeah.
Like they put, I think it was down Hobart. I was gonna go to it, but I was like, I'm gonna get absolutely flogged here, so but not. Should have just done it for shits and gigs, but I just thought better of it. But
no,
I don't think I'm in the form quite as good a form as what I was in the past. Like, still got it right here now. Anyway,
what's your best time?
It's slow for anyone that's just speak here, but it's okay for anyone that's like an absolute noob.
Right.
So like, I think at the time my best was like 16 point.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
I don't do it very often, and then now I'm probably only lucky to break 30. So, but I reckon if I actually tried and went try hard mode again, I'd probably get it down to close to 20 or sub. But it just depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the scramble too.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Yeah.
No, I find that so funny because I used to like, really grind it out and get competitive. Like, average.
Wait, what did you get yours down to? Like
my best was 5.3.
That's so good.
My average was about 8 seconds, but no, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The crowd there at comps are definitely very different to the type of people you see at running comps. So it's interesting that you find people with the two same hobbies. But,
no, I had my 2x2 time pretty fast. I actually did it in front of my mates, and I was like, they were just like flipping out. That's funny. Like I did like a 2-second solve, which is like it's okay. But like they did a 2-second solve for it, and they were like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like I did the easiest out. Like they full on scrambled it for me, but because they put it in such an easy like scramble, that's how I got it. And flip. It was that funny.
Yeah,
But I think my average was probably like I feel like it was very high twos,
Mm.
like 2.9, 2.8, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but like some of the scrambles on 2x2 are just so weird.
Oh
and
yeah.
like like particularly with the algs and stuff you have to do. It's
Yeah.
just like, I'd rather 3x3 algs than 2x2.
Yeah, you can get super lucky on 2x2 as well with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get like under sub 1.
Yeah,
Sub 1.
yeah.
Oops.
No, I got one of them
Exactly.
in competition once. It was 4 moves.
Did you
I got
actually?
a
Wait.
4 mover 0.82. It was like, oh, this is
0.82.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
It was back
that
in...
is some clout.
Yeah. It was. I didn't film it though, but I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty funny. I can't even believe this. I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
Alright, well...
I was the only one there that could do it.
Oh, really?
On the team, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I got like all the boys were like, oh, what the like, yeah.
You wouldn't expect a runner like you to be, yeah. That's pretty crazy.
But like, I like speed cubers would just look at me and just be like, what the like, why are you that slow?
Yeah.
And everyone, like everyone else is just like, oh my god, that's fast.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because they don't do it. But if they knew how to do it, it's called YouTube. It's not very hard
Exactly. People don't realise that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, that's what I say, and I'm just like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Probably only go on for 5 or 10 more minutes, but I do have another question.
Yep.
Who is your favourite runner or athlete?
Favourite runner or athlete?
Or maybe most motivating?
Most motivating? Oh, okay, there's a few names that stick out, and I'm pretty sure I said it on another podcast as well, but one of probably the most, like, the one with the most sort of optimism and the most ludicrous sort of claims, but still gets me motivated. It's obviously Dejan Ghebreselassie is the one that's, you know, he's been such an awesome like bloke just to, you know, talk to, you know, just about a lot, especially with the future. Like I know he's sort of he's got faith in me, and I've got faith in him that we're going to both do some good things next year in 2021. Like it's almost like we've touted it as like our year sort of thing, and you know, and I don't blame him, because there's obviously so much opportunity. Well, I mean, for me personally, like obviously the two opportunities, obviously World Cross and World Juniors, and obviously I presume for Dejan he'd be obviously wanting to try and get an Olympic, you know, in the Olympic side, which is obviously, mate, he's got the time now to do so.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, if he puts in the training and, you know, just you know, I think he's, you know, on the way to doing something crazy. The times that he did at altitude were pretty like mad. Like he ran like a 151 800 and then like a 240. I want to say 243, 343, 1500, but like that's at altitude in Ethiopia, so it's like 2400.
Yeah. So
if you take that off, that's probably like sub 3. It's probably like 338, 339 for 15, and like 800 is probably like 140. I'd say 149 and a half, 148, something like that.
And he's a junior?
That's, yeah.
Is he an under 20?
No, Dejan's open.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's like hella old.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Not hella old, but like...
I was going to say, because if you're running those times...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nah, that'd be crazy though if that was...
Yeah.
But a lot of them are under 20 that run those times. I'm doing this, quote unquote, under 20.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, and then obviously there's the prominent figure of Stuart McSwain comes to mind also. Just the way he's, you know, conducted himself through the running and, you know, through life. I know it's, for him in particular, from what I've heard, it's been pretty hard for him with all this, you know, cancellation and stuff. He's almost lost, and I feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
I do, like, you know, I'm in his position too. Like, I know a lot of things have been moved forward to next year, but, you know, what if we don't get that opportunity next year? You know, it's quite hard and heartbreaking because he's run so well.
Yeah.
I know he'll bounce back from it, but, you know, it's just hard for a lot of athletes. You know,
yeah, I see that.
To bounce back from that. Like, it's all right for the ones that they think that they're still, you know, eligible. They've still got, you know, but some of us just don't know. We can't wish it upon, you know, we can't, you know, claim that something will happen when you don't know the outcome of it,
Yeah.
or you can only hope and pray that it happens again.
Yeah.
So, but I reckon he'll bounce back from it, and if he's training hard now, he'll more than likely definitely make the team again. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I think he's already got automatic nomination regardless.
I
So
think
it's
so.
not bad, but I think he wanted it sort of. I think he was really wanting to have it this year.
Yeah.
It was on song, but
Yeah.
we'll see how he goes. I reckon he'll do all right.
Yeah.
Regardless of the change.
Yeah. It's
another month, 12 months down the line, he's nearly closer to his peak, and it'd be better for him, I reckon. So.
Yeah, because he's just taken off recently, last couple of years, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. It's all pretty much stemmed from the fact I didn't realise this until 20. Oh God, I don't remember. 20. I'm gonna say 2017. 2017, 2016. I can't remember. It was when he ran at the Briggs Track Classic, which was obviously the Hobart Track Classic at the time. Which they don't have anymore. They scrapped it, which is a bit sad. Wouldn't have minded a fast 5K, but that's all right. But yeah, they basically Stewie ended up breaking the start. I'm pretty sure he broke the state record or something at Briggs, and then that was when they were like, "Oh, he's Tasmanian, not Victorian," and then I'm like, "Oh, what?" I knew he was Victorian. I knew, he ran for Victoria, and he was from Ballarat region.
Yeah.
I knew all that. But I didn't realise he was Tasmanian. Until they were saying, "Oh, he's from King Island."
Wow.
I'm like, what? So it's only recently that I've found this out, and then now because he's Tasmanian, everyone's and he's got all the state open records and that too.
Yeah.
So he has the 1305, which I'll have to try and bloody get.
That sounds tough.
So it's just it's that's just how the cookie crumbles, and I think that'd be awesome to it's good that we have someone from the same state that I can actually say I can actually look up to and see as a example of what the world standard is like, or have a gateway to try and through Stewie to learn off what his experiences and stuff through that competitive, especially through diamond leagues and stuff. When that eventually, hopefully, arises. But yeah, that's they're all pretty much the father figures of Tasmania at the moment. I think in a way,
maybe you will be
running.
next couple of years. That might be you.
Maybe. Well, it's kind of weird. All the younger athletes are sort of on the bandwagon at the moment. Anyway, I'm kind of all. It's weird because I've pretty much promised to myself that the ones that are really up and coming, to really just nurture them, really try and get them involved, with a lot of just try and get them I've talking to them, and it helps. I think if Stewie talks to me or says, good luck before a race, I'm usually pretty well, he's ran in a couple of the Tasmanian Christmas carnivals, and so I said, good luck, Sammy, and I'm like, good luck, Stewie, and what as we do. But him doing that to me makes me more inspired, so that I try and translate that, same onto other younger generation, that coming through. There's a couple of good boys and girls that coming through the ranks, probably a couple of years younger than me, 2 or 3 years younger, but I've sort of got to step up and be that sort of role model for them, and just try and make them feel the most comfortable as they can, particularly through nationals and stuff where it is a bit daunting, and there's a lot of expectation, so I just sort of try to keep them grounded as much as I can, and just try and make them sort of relax in a way, and me talking to them might actually, with Stewie, for me, to inspire them to then go on and run their races and run the way they want to run, rather than having built up pressure.
Yeah, because typically the depth in Tasmania isn't huge, is it? No,
it's it's the quality again.
Yeah,
the word quality is coming out again, but it's true. We do have the ones that do go to nationals are the ones that really think they're going to do well. We don't take over people that don't think they're going to do well. If they didn't think they were going to do well, they don't go. And it's fair enough because there's a lot of expenses that come from that. but like, because I've been on so many teams for so long, it's almost like, I can just do, and it's a lot of different things, and really be the role model of the group, or the small group that we have, and try to connect with everyone, because we are a small team, but we are a quality team. That's the way it is, and obviously, like you said, the depth isn't there, but I mean the quality is there, and that's all really I think that matters at the end anyway. This makes us more underrated, but it's which is fine. We don't mind being the underdogs, so that's all right.
It's kind of cool when you get some quality runners showing up to some big events, and
exactly.
You get to show up the New South Wales kids, Victorians, Queenslanders.
It's good for me because I can go all over the nation and just race. Whereas some of the younger kids, they have to stay in Tassie and race it themselves. Like, they'll get to a point, hopefully, where they actually do realise, we can actually go away and try and get some fast times. A lot of them do go over to like Vic Champs and stuff, but it's really only recently that I've sort of, they have been doing it in the past too. Like, I know athletes like Hugh Nicholson, Cale Adams, I think Benny Hagos and stuff used to always run over in Vic Champs and stuff. I don't know about Benny more so. I definitely know Hugh and Cale did it for 1500s and steeple, as well as some of the younger ones that are coming through now. There's even guys like Harvey Chilcott and Sam Field, both US college commits. Those two both run it like Vic Milers, and always pretty well welcoming of us Tasmanians to come over and race, and which is really good for us because we don't get much obviously the depth that's coming back again, so so the depth in Tassie's obviously a bit weak, but they just obviously encourage us through the other state associations to run and race some of you guys, and it's just fine, and I'd encourage that to anyone really that wants to pursue, keep going with athletics, is to try and branch out and really don't be afraid to go over and race, some mainland competition, even if it has to be in the opens, for what I have to do, because eventually we'll have to be racing against everyone. So, that's the, the be all end all. So, you got to get used to it now. And the more experience you gain, the better you're going to be for, especially when you go into your own age group,
Yeah, true. And do you reckon with this whole, quarantine thing, people are getting out more, doing more bike rides and runs and stuff? Do you reckon that's going to, give the sport a bit of popularity, possibly?
I'd say it's already, I reckon it would too, but
nothing huge.
Once civilization goes back, everyone will go back to normal. It's just a temporary measure. Like, it's there's nothing much we can do, so we'll just do that. Just do a time that Whereas the cycling's the same thing. We're only doing it I'm only doing it. I did it for cross training because I didn't want to really run for a week because I thought, let my body naturally just heal itself. And I really think that the cycling's helped, but it's almost like, for me in particular, it's just a cop out again. The running's not a cop out. The cycling was a cop out because I'd always go to get essential services, which ended up being takeaways, but for that. So. Which I'm going to be honest about it. Love me takeaways.
Yeah, so that on Strava.
And most people know. Most people know the particular takeaways I love. So I ride my bike there, and it's all on my Strava too. So.
Yeah. That's where I see it.
No, not about to lie. Say, I just totally stopped at Mac. That's where I am. So. But obviously with other people though too, I've seen some footage of obviously up in the tan. I don't know about Sydney as much though. Sydney's kind of not really, purely because of that Ruby Princess bull crap that's going on, but I think mainly up in Victoria, obviously when they run on the tan, there was so many people on there. They actually had the news footage and stuff there. There was so many people. There was literally they were all breaching rules.
True. That does
quarantine rules.
Yeah.
And I'm just what?
Defeats the point.
Yeah, but in Tassie, you can literally get away with anything. Like, I can literally still live a normal life because, one, I'm a runner, two, I'm exercising, and three, I'm actually having a brain and trying to stay 1.5 meters away from people that do wander or do exercise. You know, at that same time as me. You know, it's you know, so long as we just use common sense.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people, and there's obviously you got to rely on the people that aren't dickheads and you know, do the wrong thing, and you know there obviously are the groups, but majority of people, I think there's nothing much going on here, particularly in Launceston and in Hobart, but on the northwest coast, like Burnie and Devonport, that is shocking. That's what's pulling us down as a state for, you know, trying to lift restrictions. It's because, like, they're just, I don't know, it's weird, like, it's all come from this one hospital area, and it's just shocking. But like Lonnie and Hobart seems to be on the rise of, you know, getting these restrictions lifted, and the people are out and about because, well, realistically, no one wants to stay inside for like a month. You know, there's a lot of obviously health and mental factors that go into it. You know, so, and Tasmania's, you know, one of the probably other places that there's not much you can do. Like there's so much you can do inside, but like there's not much you can do outside. But you'd rather be outside than inside. You know, it's annoying. Whereas some places, like, you know, like overpopulated places, like obviously I'm going to say China is one of them. You know, they all, you know, buildings on top of buildings, like they can't really go out anywhere. And it's not like they have the, like, or even somewhere like Japan or something where like pollution's just real bad. Like going outside is probably like not so bad anyway. Whereas here in Tasmania or here in Australia, we've got natural, like, you know, it's still pretty well natural, and so it's easy for us to go outside and try to be active, and we sort of promote that as a nation anyway. So, you know, and as our diversity, that's just the way it works. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up because this has been...
That's fair enough. Yeah, we got like 10 minutes over.
no, that's all good. It's been super interesting to hear about all your training ideas and your races and all that. I think people are going to enjoy this one.
I hope so.
That'd be pretty good.
But, yeah.
Well,
I hope particularly the clout that's obtained. All our clout.
1,000 followers on Strava coming up.
All look out. I'll make sure I spread the word around with the podcast too.
Oh, sure. Cheers.
Yeah,
I'll send that to you.
Post it around and stuff.
Yeah,
try and get it vibing. So
yeah, no, it'd be good.
Yeah, hopefully it branches out for you, and good luck for
thank you.
Any future endeavours.
Yeah.
With this and
maybe get some more people on. That'd be cool.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, see ya.